This message is just for you. You are good enough. This is the episode for you. If you are currently in the depths of the intermediate plateau of language learning, I made this video just for you. So when I used to hear the words intermediate plateau, I imagined it to be like the swamp of sadness in the old film of The Never-Ending Story. I pictured this long, barren swampland with mud-filled pools where if you let yourself give in to doubt or sadness, you would sink into the mud and drown. And in the intermediate plateau in language learning, the risk is not that you would drown. It's that you start to think the language is impossible, all your efforts are futile, and you give up. And today we are going to make sure that does not happen to you. So if you haven't come across the term intermediate plateau yet, Luca Lampariello captures it perfectly on his blog in this description that I'm going to quote from him now. He says, and I have abridged it a bit here, it's the no man's land between knowing nothing at all about your language and knowing enough to actually use it productively in your day-to-day life. You're too skilled for beginner level content, yet too inexperienced to enjoy content meant for natives. And it's easy to get stuck there. And in the language learning world, we've got a bit of a collective habit of talking about the intermediate plateau like it's some special phenomenon unique to language learners and that journey. But I really don't believe that's true. I think in business and entrepreneurship, we call it the messy middle. Authors call it writer's block. But under it all, they're all pretty similar. It's just the time when the fast progress that comes from laying the foundations is starting to slow. You are realizing what the hell you've got yourself into, and now you feel stuck, and the vision and the pathway are getting all foggy. And it's so easy to spiral at that stage because there will almost inevitably be a voice in your head that tells you that this is a you problem and that if only you were more this or better at that, you wouldn't be feeling like this. But the truth is, you probably would because we all do sometimes on this journey. And so you have to see the intermediate plateau for what it is. You have to block out all the shadows and stick to these 4 facts. Number 1, you've stopped progressing as fast as before. Number 2, you might be a bit more aware now of how much is ahead of you. Number 3, you might be feeling tired, stuck, blocked, bored or frustrated. And number 4, you're telling yourself all kinds of stories about how those 3 things relate to your innate abilities, your self-worth, your diligence, or the fairness of the world. In short, that's all the intermediate plateau is, and that's all it's telling you. You've been at this for a while now, you're out of the honeymoon period, momentum has slowed, self-doubt is getting louder, and you could do with shaking things up a bit. That is it, that is all it is. And the thing with the intermediate plateau is you'll be in it for a while, several times over probably. But it's just another iteration of the messy middle, so don't let it beat you. It's not the barren swamp it first looks like, and this is not where your language dreams came to die. It's just a wake-up call that maybe you need to start refreshing your routines round about now. Find things to explore in the language that make you feel excited about it again. And do as much as you can to immerse yourself in real-world media and have those real-world conversations. This is not the disaster you're telling yourself it is. So have a wonderful day, have a wonderful language learning session, and I will see you tomorrow.